Hello, I'm Dan Ware. Well, here it is August once again, and as you know, August is the month for the annual Antique Car Show in Franklin. So I thought in my segments on Frankly Franklin this month, we'd be talking about cars and automobiles and motorsports. And today I'm pleased to have with me the world's oldest living drag racer, Franklin's own Larry Fleming. Larry, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, Dan.
Yeah, we'll find out if I've got him pegged right. I don't know for sure he's the world's oldest, but he's not the youngest. How young are you, Larry?
66.
66 years old. Now, how long have you been drag racing?
I started the second Sunday the drag strip was open in Franklin, in Beach Bend.
All right. And
which was 55 or 56. I'm not
1956, all right. So that would be, what, 45 years, right? Okay. And still going strong, right?
I'm still at it.
Well, when you go out, do you see, your hair is a little to the gray side. Do you see a lot of gray hair when you go?
There are some others that are about as old as I am running.
Is that right?
I run with the National Muscle Car Association, which is NMCA for short. There are quite a few running in there in the Superstock classes that were running back 40 years ago.
Well, I would have thought, and I think a lot of people would have said, hey, you know, that's a young man's thing, and most of the people would be in their 20s or 30s. And is it, you don't see a lot of 66-year-old NASCAR drivers?
No, and really not too many drag racers, but there are several.
Okay. Well, now, for the benefit of those who may not know exactly what we're talking about, now drag racing, that is straight down the course, right?
That's either 1/8 mile or 1/4 mile from a dead start.
Okay. All right. So there's no, do you do any oval racing?
Not anymore. I did a little back when I was about 40-some years old.
Okay. All right. So basically, you're at the starting line, flag goes down, you got to cover the distance faster than the other guy. Is that
basically
essentially it?
There are three different kinds of drag racing. There's heads up, where a car is built specifically for a class, and there's bracket racing and index racing. Bracket racing is when you write on your windshield what you think you can run, and the other guy does the same thing. You might be a second apart. Say I dialed in a 13-second, he dials in a 12-second. I'll get a 1-second head start. Theoretically, we should get at the finish line at the same time, but it never happens that way.
Okay. Well, now, do you do all three of those types yourself, or?
I do index racing and bracket racing.
Okay. But in each case, in each heat, is it just two cars going head to head? You don't, do you ever have more than two?
No, not in one race. There might be 40 cars in your class, but you only run 2 at a time.
Okay.
So the next round there'll be 20 cars, and the next 10, and so forth.
Right. Well, how do you determine who, let's say you win the first time and you're in the next 20, who do you get paired up with the next time? Is it based on the times, or?
If it's bracket racing, just whoever you line up by. If it's index racing like I race with the NMCA, it's based on your qualifying time. They base it on a ladder. Faster, say there's 12 cars in a class, number 1 car would run number 7 car the first round, so on.
Which is more important to winning, the car or the driver?
The driver, I guess, has more input into it than the car. Because you have to have good reaction times on the starting line. You have to play it right at the finish line if you're bracket racing. So there's a lot of different ways to win or lose a race when you're drag racing. Are
you aware, when you're heading down the straightaway there, are you aware of what your time is before you finish?
No, not really. There's an indication. You can get the feel of the car. If you've been running the same car very long, you have a good idea whether you might be going too fast or too.
Do you pay any attention to the other guy on the other side where he's going down beside you? Or you just do your thing and
Not till I
let it
get
take?
nearly to the finish line, and I'm
Okay.
like, I need to watch him.
Okay. But, I mean, you're trying to get from the start to the finish. I assume you got the accelerator pressed all the way down, so, you know, if you're going as fast as you can go, what else can you do?
There are ways you can go a little faster. Some people use nitrous oxide.
Okay.
That's a tremendous boost in horsepower. When I'm bracket racing, I let my car shift on its own.
Mm-hmm.
Unless maybe I spin a little bit taking off or something,
Mm-hmm.
then I like pull it back in second gear right after I start and wind it a few more RPMs to make up the time that I think I lost spinning or
I see.
goofing up somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. Well, now, do you, when you watch NASCAR and they're doing the oval racing, if they pull into the pit, they got this big, huge crew. When you get ready to go, do you employ a lot of mechanics to get you ready, or what?
My crew is my wife, Ann.
Oh, okay.
Me and her, that's about it.
Yeah, yeah. And her salary demands are not too bad.
Most of the time.
Now, do you have a fleet of cars that you run, or do you have, you know, every time I go, this is the one I take, and do you use different cars for different events?
The past few years I've been running mostly one car because I've been chasing the championship in the NMCA,
Mm-hmm.
and you gotta be pretty consistent. And I'm just trying to run the one I'm used to and one that runs near to what I need to the speed I need to be running.
Do you constantly tinker with the engine of that car, or you've got it like you want it and it's just a matter of running it?
Most of the time it's pretty well set like I want it. Sometimes I have to make some minor changes, but nothing major. That engine has not been taken apart in many years. Not since I've had it,
I
which
see.
is 15,
Okay.
16 years.
Okay. What would you remember when you started this back in, 56? What was the first car that you entered in any kind of drag race? Do you remember?
56, I think I was still running a 53 Plymouth six-cylinder with overdrive.
Okay. And then what are some of the other cars that you have had over the years?
Oh man, I've had a bunch of them. I've had a 57 Chevy convertible, a 57 Plymouth, 58 Plymouth with 352 4-barrels, several Hemi cars, 440 cars, Kudos, Chargers, Challengers.
So do you buy and sell a lot, or do you have a auto graveyard out behind the house, or what's?
Yeah. Some of all. I don't buy and sell much anymore. I mostly buy and keep.
Uh-huh.
I have a pretty good collection.
You try to keep all these cars under roof, or do you let them?
Yeah, all the good ones are.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's some parts cars and could be restored cars that are sitting outside.
Mm-hmm. Well, how the cars that you run, how do they differ from what somebody would have bought from the factory? What do you do when you get a car to make it into a dragster?
This Barracuda I race, I have headers, an aluminum intake, poly 4-barrel, just a few, mostly bolt-on. It has
Okay.
a cam in it, 284, 484.
But you basically take the factory engine that came in the car. You don't drop in a bigger engine, or?
No, not most of the time. I've got a 70 Duster I'm working on now. I put a 340 in it, which it came with a six-cylinder.
Mm-hmm. Now, in the events, does it matter what car, are there rules on what can race against what? You have classes based on horsepower, or how do you decide what class somebody's in?
They have classes based on how the cars are built, whether they run in nitrous oxide, superchargers, or naturally aspirated, what kind of suspension and so forth they have. The classes I run they're not too highly modified.
Mm-hmm.
There are cars that run in my class that run anywhere from 9 3/4 seconds in the quarter to 15 or something like that.
Anybody ever been known to maybe not be totally truthful about their car and try to get in a class that they don't belong in so they can win?
I've seen that happen a few times, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. How is, you've got an association, how is this sport governed? I mean, is there just one guy to start you and one guy to time the finish, or are there a whole lot of support people involved in putting on
There are a lot of people involved. I might give you a little contrast in the way we run a drag race 40 years ago and the way we do now.
Okay, yeah.
Back when Beach Bend first opened, it was a dirt track.
Mm-hmm.
First year, mud and snow tires was a hot setup, not slicks. They had a flag man standing out in front of you between the two cars.
Mm-hmm.
He
I
touched
thought
the,
that was supposed to be a girl that would do that in the movies.
yeah, that's happened too. He would touch the tip of the flag to the ground. Look
Yeah.
at it. Look at each driver.
Uh-huh,
When that flag left the ground, you left the starting line.
okay.
Down at the other end, there were two guys there with a flag on either side.
Uh-huh,
They flagged whoever the winner was,
Right.
supposedly.
uh-huh,
And that wasn't too state of the art.
right. Was there somebody with a watch too, or was it just
No.
whoever crossed the line first?
Just whoever crossed the line first. I remember one time I ran the same car 3 times because they kept calling it a tie at the other end. But now, everything is electronic. The starting line, the starting lights, you have lights that come down one at a time. You
Mhm.
leave at the precise moment
Mm-hmm,
to get your reaction time. At the other end, they have electronics, and all in between. They have
Mhm.
electronics timing your 60-foot, your 330-foot, 660,
mm-hmm.
8 mile, quarter mile.
Mhm. But you're not seeing that when you're sitting behind
No.
the wheel, so you don't know.
Just the lights. You see those come down,
Right,
and you
right.
got to leave
Mm-hmm,
precisely at the right time, or you'll get left at the line.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, I lost a race the last time I went by 36 10,000ths of a second.
36 10,000, so it's hard to know.
I was that far behind the guy that beat me.
Uh-huh.
So, very little.
Yeah, yeah. Well, how do you, that close a time, how do they time something that close?
Computers, electronics, they have lights.
And then you cross the point and
Yes.
it clicks and
Yeah.
freezes the time.
Mhm.
And well, over the years you've been doing this, have the times gotten faster, or is
Oh,
it
yeah.
a fairly constant thing?
Yes, quite a bit faster. There are cars running in my organization that run over 200 miles per hour. Of course, in
Mhm.
NHRA, they're running over 300 miles per hour now.
Mm-hmm.
My class, they're running anywhere from 90 to 130 or 35.
Mm-hmm.
I fall kind of in the middle. I run a little over 100.
Okay. But the speed that you're driving at, because you're only driving an eighth of a mile or a quarter of a mile, right?
Right.
Okay. So what your top speed is not necessarily what governs who wins, because you got to get up to whatever that speed is.
Elapsed time is what
You're right.
you're looking for.
Right. So,
Consistency.
but in tuning the engine and getting it to be able to do that, would you go about it any differently if you're trying to go from 0 to whatever and cover so much distance than if you were going to drive a car around and around the track? I mean, is it a whole different thing as far as getting the car ready?
Around the round, you want to go as fast as you can in the class that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
In drag racing and bracket racing, you're trying for consistency at a certain speed or a certain time,
Mm-hmm.
more so than just a dead out fast as you can go.
So if you're in an event and there's 40 cars in there and you keep winning your heats, how many, you're going to race 20 times? How many times, how many heats would you?
No, it'd be 40, 20, 10, 5, 3, 2.
Okay. And every time, are most people pretty much within just a fraction amount of the same every time, or does it tend to vary very widely?
They are pretty close. You try to run, say I'm running a 1305, I try to run a 1305 every round.
Yeah. In NASCAR racing that you see on TV, of course, they always show footage of, when people crash into the wall. Sometimes the vehicle will be a fire. Is there an element of danger in your sport? I know there certainly is in the NASCAR racing.
I've seen people get hurt. It doesn't happen very often. They have enough safety precautions, roll cages, fire suits, such as helmets, that very seldom does anybody get hurt.
You ever, you're barreling down the track there, you ever had any scary moments, and if so, does that affect your performance? I mean, I'm sure you have to concentrate intensely on what you're doing, and if something's not going right, does that blow your concentration, or you ever get nervous? Or
Yeah, you kind of get in a certain frame of mind before you start running. You got to concentrate on what you're doing. I've had people have problems in the other lane, transmission blow up or something, like a few parts come flying over my way, but never any real scary moments.
Well, that's good. Way back when, what got you hooked on this?
I've been a speed demon since I was riding a bicycle, I guess. I've always liked to run something at the top of its ability. I've always been interested in cars since I was in grade school, I guess. A friend of mine and I used to sit in math class when the high school was on Main Street across from Wendy's.
Yeah.
We always had a window seat, and we would watch the cars go by, and we would mark if it was a Hudson or a Plymouth or a Ford. Keep a score of what kind of cars and how many of them passed while we were in math class. We were both pretty good at math, so.
Yeah. Are you a self-taught mechanic, or how did you learn how to tinker with a car engine?
Everything I know, I guess I'm self-taught.
Yeah.
My boys have followed along. They've been pretty good mechanics. I've learned something from them.
So it's a matter of just you roll up your sleeves and you start, and you learn a little more the next time. And yeah. Well, you said you raced when Beach Bend first opened, right? As that part of Beach Bend. Were there lots of places to go back at that time, and how has the sport of drag racing grown over the years?
That's the first drag strip I knew of anywhere around here, and I don't think there was another one for a good while after that. It mostly got started on the West Coast, drag racing did, and then it kind of moved east.
So, as a sport, it would be a newer sport than IndyCar racing or. Yeah. Well, now tell me, you mentioned you race with the Muscle Car Association, and you were talking about NHRA, that's National Hot Rod Association, right? So help me out here. Tell me, what's a muscle car? What's a hot rod? What's the difference?
Muscle cars are generally defined as cars built between 55 or so through 71 or 2. When they were coming out with the high horsepower cars and engines like the 426, the 440, the 396s, 427s. They don't make those anymore.
They quit making them. Was there any kind of, other than the market itself, was there any reason they quit making those cars?
Insurance got pretty high. They started putting a premium on the high horsepower cars. And
do they still make new parts for all those cars, or do you have to scavenge to find the parts, I mean, you know, you're going to run a car like that, you're going to have to replace parts, and if the factory hadn't made it since the 70s, where do you get the parts?
Mechanically, you can get most parts aftermarket. There are enough manufacturers like Holley and several other companies that make pistons, rings, valves, complete engines anymore too.
Okay. So you may be running a 71 car, but you got under the hood stuff made in 96. Is that?
Or 2000
or whatever, yeah, okay. So if it's a muscle car, it falls in between that time period, what you said, 50 what to 71?
55 or so to 71. In
Okay.
72, the manufacturers started cutting down on the compression ratio because the insurance companies were kicking so much and
okay. And
kind of killed it for a few years.
I see. Well, now, all right. So that's basically the year it was made, kind of, and the horsepower, I guess, kind of defines that. What do you mean by the term hot rod now? What's a hot rod?
Hot rods can be coupes or older cars that have been had later model engines modified. Maybe they have a chop top or slick paint job of a custom paint job, things of that nature.
Now, what's the difference in a hot rod and a street rod? They're having a street rod show in Louisville.
Right.
So what's the difference?
Street rods are mostly much older cars. They're pre-48, I believe is right.
Okay.
You got to be a pre-48 car. With most of them have later model engines. Very customized inside and out. Most of them, they put heat and air on them anymore.
Okay. You wouldn't race in a street rod, but you would in a hot rod.
More than likely, that's right.
Okay. All right. Well, now, the term stock car racing, what's a stock car and how does that compare with a NASCAR race car?
Well, there's a lot of different classes in the stock cars too. If you go to Beachville on a Friday night, they have street stocks, late model modifieds, 4 or 5 other classes too, and it just depends on their rules. They have a front driver class up there now, front wheel drive cars, which is pretty interesting class too.
And is there just some group of people in the sport that elect some board that sets up the classes, or does each track determine? How do you decide what the different classes are?
Unless it's NASCAR, most tracks set up their own rules. They try to keep them fairly close to other tracks so cars can move from one track to another and run the same class.
But they have the freedom to do that. Okay. Well, now, when you said when you started, Beach Bend was the only one for miles around. But now, I guess there are a lot more. And how much do you travel and where all do you go to race?
With the NMCA, I've traveled quite a bit. Last year we had 10 races, 10 different places, and ranged all the way from Florida, Virginia, Maryland, Canada, Michigan. I about run my wheels off last year.
So you put the race car in a trailer and pull it to wherever you're going to race. And then are they generally 2-day events, or it's a weekend, or how does your schedule usually work?
It's actually most of them are 2-day events, some of them 3. Usually have to try to get there the day before to get teched in, get qualified. And, I have 2 trailers. Sometimes I use my open trailer and sometimes an enclosed trailer. My car is street legal.
Okay, so you could drive it if you wanted to the. Okay, all right. What makes a car street legal? Is it like the amount of noise it makes and mufflers?
You got to be running through the mufflers, DOT tires, not geared so low that you couldn't drive it to Franklin and home again.
Okay. But so so if your car is street legal, you only race against other street legal cars, or?
Supposedly.
Okay. But not always.
Some of them might be modified to the extreme.
Yeah. Well, of the places that you've been, do you have a favorite place that you like to go to race? Or?
I like Columbus, Ohio. Yeah. There's a track in Michigan I like. Quite a few of them, yeah.
Well, now you brought me a copy of a brochure here that is the National Muscle Car Association ET World Championships. And it's got a picture of Larry and his 70 Barracuda on there where you won that. Where was this race held?
I think that picture was taken at Memphis.
In Memphis, okay.
That was in '97.
97, okay. But this says three straight championships. That's three straight for you, right?
No, that was one for me. Since then, I've won 3 past years I won the championship.
Okay. Do you, you got to drive all this distance, and you got to get there, you got to have somewhere to stay the night. I would think you spend a little money. Can you make any money doing this?
If you can get to the finals, you can make a little money. Contingency money is pretty good. If you have sponsors, so you're using a Holly carburetor, you run their decals, they pay so much money at the end of the race. If you get to the finals, runner-up and a winner get a little money, and the organization pays some money.
Well, if you're successful, I mean, do you like the tires that you're running? Does the company that makes these tires, do they supply you with them or something, or do you have to go buy that at Bowen's or what?
I haven't had to buy any race tires since '97 when I won the championship the first time. They've taken care of me pretty good.
Okay. So when you go on these trips, I know you're focused when you're going down the track, but do you try to combine that with a little sightseeing, or are you afraid that would blow your concentration? Or
most of the time, we try to get out and ride around and look at some of the scenery. We've been to Gettysburg, several of the Civil War sites in Virginia. Try to do something different every time we go.
Well, over those 40-some-odd years, how has the sport grown, both in terms of the number of people that are racing and the number of people that turn out to watch you do it?
It's grown a lot. Even back in the beginning, we had pretty good spectator turnout.
Is that right?
Yeah. Now, NHRA events, of course, they draw a lot of people. Our events, our NMCA events, draw a good crowd. They're there to see the heads-up guys run 150, 180, 200 miles an hour side by side.
Do you have spectators that kind of travel from one track to another like the people racing do, or is it usually a local crowd?
We draw spectators maybe 50, 75 miles away, but not 2 or 3 states away.
Yeah. Is there any name recognition in your sport? I mean, do you have people say, "Oh yeah, that's Larry Fleming. He was, you know."
I've gained a little recognition in the past few years. Yeah.
Does drag racing ever get on television on any of the sports networks or anything?
I think NHRA events are televised. Some of them, mostly recorded, but I don't think they're doing any live right now.
Okay, but they would be a delayed telecast. At least maybe some of the finals of the. Yeah,
some of our NMCA events I think are being televised now.
Well, when you started 40-some-odd years ago, did you go up to Beach Bend by yourself, or was there a group of people from Franklin, Simpson County that kind of got in it together, and how many of them have stayed with it like you, or are they...
There's quite a few in Franklin still racing, and there's, I can think of 2 or 3 that are almost as old as I am, still into it.
Okay. Well,
and,
you want to call some names? You might be some folks that people would recognize their name.
Ronald Black was the starter at Beach Bend way back when we used the flag.
Yeah.
He did some announcing at that time.
Okay.
Jerry Madison runs a little bit. Baker, Adam, Adam Klein.
Now, there's not a, you all don't have a senior division, right? I mean,
No.
the guy next to you could be your age, or he could be young enough to be your grandson, right?
Right. Which I have a grandson who's getting into it pretty good now.
Okay.
He's driving a Mustang that runs faster than anything I've ever driven.
Or do you have better luck when you were younger, or you're a better racer now that you're older and experienced?
It works both ways. Experience helps. But some of these younger guys put a light on me sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I was asking you about the name recognition among the drivers. Is there anybody that everybody looks up to? I mean, you know, like in golf, when I talk to Kenny Perry, he talks about Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer. Are there any big names in your sport that, you know, the people that are into it say, oh yeah, you should have seen so and so race back in the day?
Yeah, John Forrest, Tony Pedregon, a lot of guys like that. Let's see, Billy Glidden, his father, Bob Glidden. Billy and Kenny are good friends. They do a little car stuff together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You ever raced against Kenny or his cars?
No, not directly against him.
Okay. I don't know how far he sends his cars, but I know he has cars at Beach Bend.
He used to have one. He used to have one running in NMCA with us, and I've raced with him, but not actually against him.
Mm-hmm. Now the events at Beach Bend, some of them, I assume, draw from a bigger distance than others, and Beach Bend hosts some name events from time to time, right? What are the big races at Beach Bend these days?
The biggest one they've had in years and years was this past June, the Hot Rod Reunion, they called it.
Okay.
I'd been looking forward to that all year, and I ended up having to start thrashing wheat the day that started and didn't get to go.
That's a shame.
But they said that was the biggest crowd that had ever been at Beach Bend in many years.
Is that right?
They had Don Garlitz and Bob Glidden were there, and a lot of the old dragsters and rails and a lot of the older drivers.
Weren't you tempted to let that wheat sit in the field for another day or two?
Yeah, I was tempted, but I was a week or 10 days late at that, so I got started.
Yeah. Do you, you've got an organization that governs the rules for the car show that's coming up here. It's put on by a car club. Is there any kind of like club organizations? Do you guys who drive just get together to have a barbecue and spend time together, or you just see them when you go to race against them?
It's mostly just at the races. Now we do get together at the races sometimes, have a cookout or something like that. And at night after the races is over, it's a lot of communication between us.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has a computer now, emails.
Right, back and forth. Yeah. So I guess a lot of the guys that travel with their family, so you get to know, wives get to know one another and that sort of thing. So
yeah, a lot of them use their motorhomes and they just stay at the track all the time. Of course, we have to stay in a motel unless I go by myself. Sometimes I sleep in the truck or trailer.
Well, that would save on the money, but wouldn't you be a little off your game, maybe a little stiff from?
Well, it gets a little cramped in there.
Yeah. I guess you got to love cars to drive them all day and to sleep in them at night too. Well, you say you're 66. You've been doing it 40-some years. You figure you got another 40 years in you, or?
Well, I don't think I'll make it that long. As long as I can be competitive, I'm going to stay at it.
Okay. There's not any kind of retirement rule or anything, right? I mean,
No.
they don't say, all right, if you're 75, you can't do it. It's
No.
just you make that determination yourself, right?
If I
According
start
to how you.
weaving all over the track and making big mistakes, they might say it's
They
time
might
for me
say,
to retire.
Larry, come here, I want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what, I'm sure winning this championship would stand out in your mind, but gosh, 40 some odd years. I mean, when you think back on it, you remember dates and like, oh yeah, 66 was the year we did thus and thus, or yeah, boy, 75. I mean, what are some of the things that you think are kind of your best memories of all those years?
Really, I've always done it for the fun of it, and that first championship was, I guess, stands out more than anything. But
What
it's
year
just
was that now?
97.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
up until I never had run a full circuit with anybody up until then.
uh-huh.
But just fun of it, camaraderie.
But once you win the first one, winning the second one was easier?
No.
No, not necessarily.
The next year I was runner-up.
Okay.
The past 3 years I won it.
When you won, was the guy that beat you the next year, was he your runner-up, or
The past 3 years, the same man has been runner-up to me.
Okay. So, are you all friends, or you see one other? Oh, there he is again.
We're good friends.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's he from?
He's from Georgia. He's in the Air Force. He'll be retiring in January. He's
Uh-huh.
a sergeant
Mm-hmm.
in the Air Force.
Yeah. Well, now you say you have done, or in past done some of the oval racing, right?
Yeah, it was a spectator event,
Okay.
a spectator class they called it.
I see.
Run what
Yeah.
you burn.
Yeah. Okay. Now there's a track at the Highland Rim Speedway. That's an oval track, right?
Right.
And Beach Bend is just a straightaway.
Right. There's a drag strip at they call Music City at Union Hill.
Okay.
I think it's just an 8-mile track.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Beach Bend is either 8 or a quarter.
Yeah. Well, now, of course, probably in the whole time that you've been in racing, as far as the oval racing, I mean, gosh, I don't know how long the Indianapolis 500's been going on, and you used to hear people talk even years ago. Everybody knew about the Daytona 500, but this whole NASCAR racing thing, I mean, hadn't that just like exploded in the last 10 years?
It really has the past 20 years, I guess.
Uh-huh.
We used to go to Daytona pretty often, but it's so crowded there now you can't get a seat for less than $100 or so.
Is that right?
A decent
Yeah.
seat. So
Yeah.
we finally quit going down there.
Uh-huh. But what do you think made it take off so big and get so huge in the last 20 years?
They've expanded more in the United States. It used to be mostly a southeastern sport,
Mm-hmm.
but it's expanded to.
Is it true that it started from people trying to outrun the revenuers when they were taking illegal whiskey,
That's
moonshine,
true.
hauling moonshine?
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was quite a bit of that done, I think, in South Carolina, North Carolina, and Georgia.
And that's kind of, NASCAR kind of grew from that?
Yeah, I think that's how the first races started, and then it just grew from there.
Yeah. Did you ever see Thunder Road with
Yeah.
Robert Mitchum?
They took a few liberties with the facts, I think.
Is that right? Yeah, yeah. Well, you ever have anybody pull up next to you at a stoplight and roll down the window and say, "Hey, that thing got a Hemi"?
Yeah. I was rolling down the highway a while back, and a truck driver pulled up beside me, and this passenger rolled down the window and said, "Hey, that thing got a Hemi."
So that commercial's not that far off.
No.
Huh? All right. Well, for those of us that don't know, what is a Hemi?
It's the combustion chambers are hemispherically shaped,
Okay.
like a hemisphere.
So, but none of the cars come out of the factory with that in there. You have to buy that. Oh, they do.
No.
Okay.
In
Okay.
'66, Chrysler came out with, '64 they came out with the race Hemi. '66 they came out with the street Hemi. They made that through '71 for the street. They're reproducing that now.
Okay.
That complete 426 Hemi engine.
Okay. So but you would order that, right? I mean, you wouldn't. You wouldn't normally buy a car with that unless you special ordered it.
Right, and they didn't have a warranty with them.
Oh, okay. So have you you gotten better as a mechanic as well as a racer? And is it, if you can work on these muscle cars from the 70s, what if the car you're driving to Pittsburgh or wherever, if it breaks down, can you fix it too? Or with all the computer electronics and everything, is that, you just don't see as many shade tree mechanics?
No,
as
you
used to,
don't.
do you?
I'd probably have to go to a dealer and get them to plug it in.
Yeah. Well, let's see here. Your wife has written some things down here, and she has on here that is this a family tradition? And you mentioned she goes with you, and you've got sons, and you said now you got a grandson.
Mm-hmm.
So your wife, Ann Fleming, a lot of people know her. She worked at the courthouse for a number of years. And tell us who your other family members are that are in the sport.
Well, Robbie hasn't done much racing the past couple of years. He's been into it pretty heavy, and he still has a race car. I think he'll get back into it sooner or later.
Okay.
David hasn't been doing much racing the last few years. My grandson, JB, is running the Mustang now that it runs about 10 and a half seconds in the quarter mile, 130 or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Do you all ever just get the family together on a deserted country road, and it's grandpa against grandson and race one another?
We haven't done that yet. No.
Okay.
There's a little stretch of road close to my house where you can try one out, test and tune, you know.
Yeah. So that's your test track.
Right.
All right. And you don't have to pay to keep it up, do you?
No.
Well, if your sons and grandsons say what you think, sport will grow the same way that NASCAR racing has grown. I mean, do you see
It'll probably
big future for it?
probably won't be as big as NASCAR, but it's here to stay.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are running the little front-wheel drivers now. They're getting some tremendous horsepower out of those things, like the Hondas and the Neons. They can make them run 160 or 70 miles an hour in a quarter now.
Well, I hope you are able to keep doing it for many more years, and if you ever decide to stop doing it, I bet you'll be in the stands watching the sons and the grandsons.
Yes,
and
sir.
We'll when they give you that title now of oldest living drag racer and put your picture in the USA Today, I want you to be sure and clip out a copy.
All right, I'll do that.
And send it to me. All right. Okay.
Thank you.
We've been talking with Larry Fleming of Franklin, who has been drag racing for over 40 years. We sat down and Larry said we'll be lucky to get 10 minutes out of this, and I think we've exceeded that by quite a bit. And I've had a good time talking to Larry. I hope he wasn't too uncomfortable sitting here next to me and talking to somebody that didn't know anything about it. I've learned a lot, had a good time. Hope you did too. We'll see you next time on Frankly Franklin.